Motorsports every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Listen to the latest pet trends with Pets on the Pet Buzz every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Join pet trendologist Charlotte Reed and veterinarian Dr. Michael Fleck as they talk all things pets. From animal health and wellness, money-saving tips, celebrity gossip, breaking news, and more. Their expert guests are in the know and in the now. To learn more about this unique program and its hosts, tune into the show on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
WTAN is the home of the Bitcoin Radio Show, heard each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Join Professor Robert Thomas and crypto coach Robert R. to learn the basics about buying, spending, and growing wealth with cryptocurrency. We all know that cryptocurrency is the future, and the future is happening now. So join Professor Robert Thomas and Michael R. this Saturday on WTAN and the rest of the Tan Talk Radio Network at 10 a.m. and make your future better than today.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, this is Patsy with a Z. Welcome to Joy on Paper, a program for writers and those who dream of writing, and for everyone who wants to know the story behind the book, coming to you from glorious Clearwater, Florida, the perfect place for writers to write and readers to enjoy a good book. Well, I'm happy to welcome today an author who actually should have been on about a year ago, but we were in the midst of the pandemic and things were a little bit crazy. So I want to welcome Brad Schaefer to the program, to Joy on Paper, and we're going to talk about his book called The Extraordinary. Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, and I'm so happy that, I finally got you on. I know that the book was published, I think it's almost a year, right, since it's been out?
Gosh, I'm not sure.
I think so. I know.
December, perhaps?
Yeah, it was still sort of pandemic-y time, and it was a difficult time. Also, for me, my listeners were a little bit overwhelmed by everything. And so I had put off talking to you, but I wanted to make sure that I got you on now to talk, because your book is an important book. It's called The Extraordinary. And it is about a subject that is difficult for people to talk about. But recently I heard from a publicist in New York who has a son who has autism. And she mentioned to me that during the pandemic, her father, who was really the strength of the family, passed away from COVID. And he was very close to his grandson. And so when a child is very close to, when a child with autism is very close to an adult, and they do form a special relationship sometimes with just one adult because of, explain how the problem is sometimes they can't concentrate on a lot of different people.
Right. I think one of the, I think you're alluding to in the novel, the special relationship that the autistic boy, Wes, who's the main character, is the 14-year-old, and he's telling the reader in the first person his thoughts. He is really just, can only really relate to his father, who is, ironically in this case, a Marine, who is, you would think would be the toughest and the most standoffish of the people in the family. He's got a family of five, two father, mother, and two siblings. But for whatever reason, Wes seems to be able to connect with his father and vice versa. And like I say, that it seems like the father is the one who sees that proverbial statue and within the block of marble that you always hear about, and is able to get through him. So when the father is sent to Iraq for another tour of duty, Wes is at a loss, and he doesn't have that special relationship with the rest of his family. So that's what a lot of the book is about. It's about him trying to adjust to this new life. And then, we kick it up a notch when the father comes back injured badly wounded from the war and he has PTSD. So that sort of overlaps that issue as well. And but yeah, people on the spectrum, at least in my manifestation of it, there are, as you know, as many different types of autism as there are people who have it. But in this particular case, Wes, who's rather nonverbal, is really fixated with his father, and they have a really lovely relationship. So I was actually kind of sad that I had to sort of assault it.
I know.
That's what makes drama. Nobody wants to read about everything just being really good.
And of course, I mean, as you say, I mean, you when you're writing a book like this, well, when any authors, a character gets into their being. So you do feel that sort of physical pain sometimes when you have to, a character dies, and you have to deal with that in a book, and that's part of being the author as the creator
and the destroyer. Problem, right? You have to be able to. You have to be willing to kill your babies, and I found that to be hard writing because that goes against. Most people like a happy ending, and most people just want their lives to be nice and smooth, right, and without much drama. But at the same time, we're drawn to the written word because we want to get into extraordinary situations that I think challenge us and make us almost think, how would I handle this? And I'm glad, in a way, they're like, well, I'm glad I'm not dealing with this. So,
well, the title of the book is The Extraordinary, and explain what that means and what it's a very interesting way that you wrote this book in the first person, from the point of view of Wes, the autistic child, who, as he writes in the book, that sometimes people think just because he has autism, he is deaf. He doesn't hear what they're saying, but he hears everything that everybody says.
Right. Wes is I'm not sure what the official term would be, so I don't want to step on the toes of those who've studied this much better, or who've made a living dealing with this. But Wes is, I guess I would call him nonverbal high functioning, in the sense that he's filled with thoughts, and he's very observant and he's very astute, but he also is very nonverbal, so he doesn't really know how to speak. So that's where his written words are coming in. And the title of The Extraordinary comes from the special relationship he has with his father, because his dad calls him his extraordinary boy, and because or his X-Man, even kind of sort of an allusion to the X-Men. And he calls the quote unquote normal kids, as his mother, who's a little bit colder, would describe them. He calls them the ords, just the ordinary kids. So Wes is his X-Man, his extraordinary, and the rest of the kids are the ords, just the ordinaries. And in a way, it was his father's way of showing him, look, you have a lot to offer. You're very special. And I know what's going on inside you. I see you and I feel you. And and Wes picks up that vibe, and I think that's why he reciprocates in kind with his dad. And that also creates tension in the story, because he shuts out, especially his mother, who feels resentment about that, because she's like, I bore this child. And as people who've studied autism know, a lot of the burden falls on mothers, even, regardless of the economic circumstance, whether whether both parents are working or whatever. I'm not sure why that is, but there's definitely papers written about that. And especially when the father goes off to war and he's gone for 11 months, on a tour of duty at a time. And she's left with this child who doesn't really reach out to him. And she's become resentful over the years from it, I think almost subconsciously. And it's not a very pleasant didactic between the two. I used that word right. I hope I didn't misuse a malaprop, but I'll look it up later. But that relationship is very strained, and that's part of the story as well, is when people and families don't really see what these autistic children have to offer. And for many of them, they have a lot to offer. As those who do have autistic children know.
They definitely do. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on now, because people are coming out of the pandemic and people are now realizing so many things that went wrong. And one of them, of course, was the fact that autistic children, when the ones who were going to school or were going to special schools and they were not able to do it really suffered a lot. Now, I had experience working with several autistic children in Sunday school, and one of them was in Wes reminded me of this, that he is an absolutely brilliant writer. He was, at the time when I was working with him, he was 9 and 10 and 11 years old, and his writing was so when I first read his writing, I was shocked, I'm going to say, because I had not had experience with autistic children. And he was sent out of the room and sent to my office sort of as punishment. And he sat next to me, and I gave him some paper. I said, well, do something, write something or draw a picture or something. And he wrote this in a half an hour, he wrote 3 pages. And when I read it, I thought, I'm reading James Joyce. It was so incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the mind is such a mystery still, and it's the most complicated machine in the known universe. And so I'm not surprised by that. And that's why I felt a bit unconstrained writing this. Some people, I think like one or two people would say, well, he sounds really, really smart. He almost sounds like an adult, and he's only 14. And I'm like, well, we don't know what goes on in the mind of these children. Who knows? Maybe part of the autism stems from a brilliance that we don't understand. I mean, Elon Musk describes himself as autistic, and he said his mind was filled with thoughts all the time, to the point where he thought he was going insane as a child. So, and the old expression, genius borders on insanity. So
exactly,
who knows what's going on in their mind? And but you're right about I actually wrote an article in the Federalist a while back about the impacts of lockdowns on autistic children, and it was pretty disheartening how they needed structure. The one thing I do try to convey in the book is that Wes particularly needs structure. He needs to wake up in the morning. He watches The Sound of Music every morning. And people who have autistic children can identify with that. And so the pandemic really threw these children. They threw all children really, but especially autistic children. These lockdowns threw them out of their structure, and that they desperately need. And I think that we may not know for years the total impact on what happened to especially autistic children in that, between 2020 and 22. I hope it's not as detrimental as I fear it is, but only time will tell.
Well, Brad, as I said, I didn't have you on, when the book first came out, and I sort of had to sort of find a little spot here for you. So the reason I wanted to do that is because of this woman I spoke to about her child. And I think anybody who has any experience with a child with autism, and actually everybody who would read this book, will start to understand the importance of realizing that what you say in front of an autistic child is very important, and you have to think about what you're saying, and also because there's this, you cover here the subject of bullying, and as you said, the father who has PTSD, and then later on, his struggles with his life. There's so much in this book, but I wanted to take a chance here to sort of find a spot for you, just so I can help promote this book. I hope that people will get the book. It's called Extraordinary. It's by Brad Schaefer. And you have a website?
Oh, yes. It's Brad Schaefer, that's BradSchaeffer, author.com.
Okay. Well, Brad, that's all the time I have for you today to talk about The Extraordinary. And it is a fine book. And I think it will really help you understand autism, and will help you understand just life in general. There's so much in this book. It's a really, really well written book. And as a matter of fact, because I think you are such a fine writer, I would like to have you back on to talk about your other book, which is one that, because my husband was a pilot, it's called Of Another Time and Place. And I would love for you to come back and talk about that book one day.
I'd love to. Just so your readers know or your listeners, excuse me, know the Extraordinary actually went to #1 in the category of autism on Amazon Kindle. So anybody who's listening who already has bought the book, I just want to thank everybody for making it a bestseller. That was very unexpected and very humbling.
Well, great. I'm so happy for that, because I think it's an important subject and one that people should be reading about, learning about, and everybody out there, just be more sensitive. That's so important. So that's all the time I have today for you, Brett. But you're going to come back and we're going to talk about another time and place. Okay?
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, it's been a joy to talk to you, and congratulations on getting to that #1 spot. It's well deserved.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay. Bye-bye now. All right. We're going to play a song, and it is a song by Kevin B. Edwards, and then we're going to talk to him.
Lord, you kept your promise to me. Lord, you kept your promise to me. You promised me that you would make a way out of no way for me. You promised me that you would supply my every need. Even when I felt discouraged and thought you had forgotten me, Lord, you kept your promise to me. Your word promised me that you're not a man that you should lie, nor the son of a man that you should repent for a thing that you have spoken. And if you have given your word, you got to make it good. Lord, you kept your promise to me. Oh, tell me. Oh, to me. Oh, Lord, to me. Lord, you kept your promise to me. Lord, you kept your promise to me. Your word promised me that you're not a man, that you should lie. Oh, you should repent for one thing that you have spoken. And if you have given your word, Lord, you gotta make it. Lord, you gotta make it good. Lord, you kept your promise to me. Oh, Lord, you spoke to me and said, yes, that you were gonna heal me. And Lord, you kept your promise. Lord, you spoke to me and said that you were gonna deliver me. You were gonna deliver me. And Lord, you kept your promise. Lord, you spoke to me and said that I would be walking in my calling. And Lord, you kept your promise. Everything you spoke to me, oh, it came to pass. Oh, yes, it did. Yes, it did. Oh, yes, it did. Oh, to me, to me.
Okay, and now we get to talk to the composer of the song and the writer of the new book. And I'm so happy to welcome Kevin Edward to the program to talk about Kevin's Big Win. It's his second book. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, how you doing? It's always a pleasure to speak with you and talk with you. That song just resonated so because I heard the song in a while, and it spoke to my spirit. And I was the one who sang the song.
Well, it speaks to my spirit too. I love your music and I love your books. And the new book, I got such a kick out of it. It's called Kevin's Big Win, and it's a really fun story, beautiful picture book. Tell us about this book.
Well, it was a story after I finished my first book, Kevin's Turns Fear into Speed. I said, where do I want to go now? What journey? And I've done a whole lot of things in my life. And, I'm always trying to reach back and say, okay, let's make up a story. Let's do a fictional story. And when I have all these life experiences that I've experienced through life that I could talk about. And so I was thinking about when my family, we went to Hawaii the first time. We were on a cruise, and we visited like all the islands in Hawaii about 7 years ago. And I never forget going on this trip. My friend in Tallahassee, Florida, who was a radio announcer, he knew the radio announcer in Honolulu. And so he called and he did a radio interview. That's when that song that you just played, it had just come out. And so he set up an interview for that. And so I went just thinking that I was just going to do an interview. And then when I got there, we got on the island, we realized that they had a search competition. And my mom asked me, she said, are you participating in it? And I said, no, I said, tired. So we had flown for 10 hours to Honolulu, and I was tired. We all were tired. So I didn't. So then the next night, I saw that they said the person who won the first night will get a chance to compete against them, and whoever wins the whole thing, they have this category thing that they would win. They would win a trophy. They would win. They would be able to sing in front of this big, huge crowd of people. And so I went down and I performed in the competition and won the entire thing. So this book talks about that whole experience of me going to do the radio interview about my music, and then actually the chance to perform on the island. And it turned my whole trip around because people started looking at me totally differently. They started pointing at me, would see me play. The guy who sang, that's the guy who performed so I was treated like a celebrity on the island the whole time I was there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so that's where the story came from.
Well, I think it's fantastic. The story is delightful. I love the illustrations. I love the entire story. And, I think this is such a wonderful thing to do for children because children really need books. And the more that we can get kids to read, I was really shocked recently when I discovered, and I had not known this. I somehow, even with all my reading and everything that I know about books, I was shocked to discover that Americans read at such a low level. I mean, only 50%, 50% read at an 8th grade level.
Yes, that's true.
That's terrible. I mean, that's impossible when you think about it. We have everything we need here. And we just have to encourage parents and every member of your families. Everybody has to get out there and just read with kids because it is so important. And now that they have all this wonderful, diverse range of books, there's no excuse for not just, reading and so, how are you doing? Are you going out there promoting books and what are you doing?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm promoting. I'm actually I'm up a book tour as we speak. The first book, I went to a lot of different schools. Here in Atlanta, I went to Atlanta Public Schools, Marietta City Schools. I went to Clayton County Schools. I went to Washington County. Actually, I got an opportunity to go down to where the story actually happened in my home school of Florida. And they asked me to come down and be the keynote speaker for the Black History program back in February. And they bought every third, fourth, and fifth grader a copy of my book in every school in the district.
Oh.
And yeah, I mean, it was just amazing. I would have never thought that where I was, I guess, rejected and hurt the most, then years passed, and now they are, they're praising me. They're happy for me. They're proud. I just got a news article yesterday, the not Marietta Daily Journal, the News Herald of Panama City. They called me on the phone and they did an interview on the phone with me. So they did this long paper article about the new book that's coming out and the different reading tours, the tours that I'm going to be doing, the signing tours that I'll be doing. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And then my hometown, the Shipley, Washington newspaper, their article is coming out either today or tomorrow. So I'm going around. What I'm going to do, I'm on a new job. I just started a new job. I work at a company called Ministries. Basically, I am a case manager, and I find like clothing and home resources and all that for clients. So on Wednesdays, I come in late on my job. So that's going to be my day that I'm going to contact all the schools, and I'm going to be able to go into the schools in the morning and read to the students.
Oh, wow.
Teach them the importance of reading, because you learn so much from reading. Because my books they're going to teach you overcoming your fears. Like this book, this Kevin's Big Win, it still talks about that overcoming, doing things afraid. You do it anyway. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Well, Kevin, I'm so proud of you. I think you are just so wonderful. And as you know, I always encourage all of my readers, my listeners, to be readers, and also to make sure that if they don't have a child in their life, if they, don't have a kid to give a book to, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to just go online and order Kevin's books and send them to either your local children's hospital or Shriners or St. Jude's, because the children in hospital really need books, and they are so appreciative. And because of COVID, they don't share books like they used to in the hospitals. Right. So every kid needs their own book. So please, if you don't have a kid in your family, go to Amazon and just order there and send 2 books, 3 books, a dozen books to your, the children's hospital of your choice, because Kevin's books are exactly that. They're encouraging. They make a child feel hopeful and strong and powerful, because Kevin, that's what you are. And I'm so very, very proud that you've been a part of Joy on Paper.
Oh, I enjoy. You know what? When you said that about the children's hospital, I remember last year I released the first book, and as you were talking and you were telling your audience to order my book for a children's hospital, I was thinking, that's something I need to do. So when I got off the phone, I put a message out on Facebook, and I asked people, I said, if you buy the book for $7, I just charge them $7. That would, get it printed, so send it to the children's hospital here in Atlanta. I got 92 books that I donated to the children's hospital here in Atlanta.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that's exactly what I want people to do. People really, Kevin's books are wonderful. At Kevin Edward, and you can go online and find them. And also tell us your website, because on your website you have more of your music and people can listen to it. Yes.
My website is Kevin, C as in boy, Edwards with an S.com. And everything is there. You'll see my itinerary. There's a store on there. You can send a message to me on there. All of my updated music is on there. Everything that you need is right there on the website.
Okay. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for joining me today on Joy on Paper. It's always a joy to talk to you.
Yes, it is. Same here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye now. Bye. All right. Oh, please do get his books and send them to the children's hospitals. Oh, you know, these books are so wonderful because they really encourage children to be strong and be brave and get out there and do what they want to do and be, a part of something important, the world of reading. And I know my next guest is somebody who certainly knows about reading and loves reading. And I am so happy to welcome to Joy on Paper, Roselle Lim. Hi, Roselle.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here. And we're talking today about Sophie Goes Lonely Hearts Club. Sophie Goes Lonely Hearts Club. I love it. I love the cover. What a beautiful cover.
Thank you. That's definitely Berkeley. They did such a great job with branding across the 3 books.
Oh, they did.
It's a nice distinctive look to them.
Wonderful. They've given you a look, and when people see it, they'll right away think about you. It's really great.
Thank you. The colors just pop too.
Yeah, those are my colors. I love those colors. I use that's the colors I go for. So, where do we start here? First of all, it's a fun book, and I had never even thought of. I'd never thought of a matchmaking school, and so I found that whole thing so interesting. And then the entire book, you have a wonderful sense of humor, a wonderful cast of characters that you've created here. So tell us about it, and tell us about, is there really a professional matchmaking school?
Oh, my book is sort of like, if you think about what it'd be like to read like the male Golden Girls, that's the bachelors. And the matchmaking school, I just thought it'd be logical to go to be able to get like formal schooling, to be able to like practice matchmaking in the way that you are comfortable with, whether it's like through zodiac or numerology, or in Sophie's case, by instinct.
Well, it's very clever. So tell us about Sophie's training in your book. What did she learn in matchmaking, and why didn't she graduate?
She basically learned that with 2 people, it's got to be the right match. And she learned how that each person, like each soulmates, are attached to each other with a red thread that she can see. And this is the magical part of the book. And this thread, when you see married people, you can see knots in it, and it signifies like the hardships that you run into when you're married. Okay, so this was all your invention, or is there a basis in fact for this, or this is your absolute creation? There's a basis in Chinese culture that we believe that there is a red thread of fate that binds 2 people together. And so Sophie can see it. So as she goes around, she sees these threads. If people don't have the strings, they're just dangling there, waiting, right? Exactly. And there are some people who are just happy to not be attached to anybody else. And that's perfectly fine too. So tell us a little bit more about Sophie. And, she has a complex family situation. And now she's on her own and she's excited about that. So tell us about that. I wanted my previous 2 books, explored parents that are extremely supportive and loving. And I thought, why not change it up for this book and see what it's like when you have parents who are toxic and abusive, and to show that side of, that story, that it does happen, that there's
such a pressure for children to want to please their parents that they ignore the boundary. You know, the healthy boundaries that are supposed to be there and in place.
So Sophie's relationship, particularly with her mother, is very complex. Did you have fun writing the mother?
Oh, yes. It's I've got readers now telling me that this book is very much like almost like a Snow White and Seven Dwarfs retelling. And I'm like, I could see that. Yeah, I could totally see that. With Sophie being Snow White, and you have the evil queen that's her mother, and then the seven dwarves being the seven bachelors. That totally works.
Well, you certainly, I can see that as you're writing this, you had this wonderful, you know, it's, explain yours. The book is set in Toronto, right?
Yes, it is. It's my hometown.
Yeah, I love Toronto. I remember many winters in Toronto where you could just stay underground all winter long, going, you know, all across the city, which I loved. I thought that was so cool.
It is. It's like the subway system has their own little it is like an underground city. They have shops and stuff, and you need a map to navigate that too.
Oh yeah, it's really, I found that absolutely fascinating. So so here she is. She sets up business, and it's like any business. She's got to find clients.
And it just so happens that she ended up in her condo that has a bunch of seniors. And apparently, and this is through my research, seniors are a growing demographic when it comes to matchmaking.
And of course, these and what's the group called? The seniors? That's cute.
The Old Ducks.
The Old Ducks. Okay, so the Old Ducks are open to possibilities, and Sophie's going out there and trying to find some way to connect them to other, you know, to a whole new way of life. When you were dealing with this, did you actually talk to people about matchmaking, about how people met, or did you look into matchmaking?
I did. I spoke to a matchmaker.
Huh?
And she told me that a lot of it now for modern matchmaking, it is many questionnaires and surveys, basically getting all of those little details that you want, so that you don't have to worry about any of those little snags when you're meeting with someone.
But with it's more personal than the computer dating type of thing.
Oh, definitely than swiping. Yes.
Yeah.
Much more.
much more. And I suppose you know, it is true. And you know, for Jewish people, we always had the Yentas who were matchmaking. As a matter of fact, I was in that play Fiddler on the Roof, and so I think we sang for many performances, matchmaker make me a match. and the Yentas would know everybody in the towns, so they really did you know who would fit with who.
That's the funny thing that I find that's like interesting with matchmaking, because in Chinese culture, they still have matchmakers, and it's prevalent obviously in like South Asian culture. But I find that a lot of the traditional methods are more of an emphasis on family compatibility versus individual compatibility.
That's probably true, because it does help if the families get along.
It does.
It does. Definitely. Now, you know, of course, with all of your input in you know, that you put in here about Chinese culture, it really makes the book, it's enriched the book so people learn about the culture, learn some things that they might not know. You're enjoying this process of bringing the culture forward?
It is. To me, it's very important to have representation, because growing up, there wasn't that many books that I could see myself in. And this is one way for me as a writer to write about my culture in hopes that if there's a reader out there who's looking for like a mirror of themselves into a book, they could find mine and see that. And that's a very comforting thought.
Well, I think it's so great to learn about cultures through novels, because you get this whole feel of what the family structure is like and the nuances. And you certainly got that in all of your books, but particularly in this book, I think.
I think that's the plus of having, because I'm Chinese Filipino. I've infused a lot of my culture into there, and it's very natural for me to do that. It's like all of these things. Like it's when you distill culture, like Jewish culture, it's not always just about the food or the religion. There's so many other layers in there. Like for my family, it's always one of the best greetings that you can get when you walk through the door is "Come in and eat."
Oh, that's very Jewish too. that's what we do. I mean, I still, I think that's still what we do. We always do that. It's very funny how when I go back to Israel every once in a while, well, not since this pandemic, but you go the minute they open the door, it's food's on the table. It's already on the table. They know you're coming. They've got the table set.
It is. It's a sign of love.
And of course, you describe food beautifully. You make everybody hungry.
Thank you. I really love food, and I'm glad that it shows. I mean, first and foremost, that's, I guess, the biggest romance in the book.
I was going to say that somebody really enjoys the food and enjoys writing about it, because you want after reading this book. Well, while reading this book, I don't know, you're getting hungry. So I think you accomplished that.
Thank you. This one is mostly my childhood snacks that I grew up with. And that's what I started, because every time I write a book, I think about the food first, and I write like a menu, and then everything else kind of falls into place.
Well, tell my listeners some of the food that you write about in the book, because I thought it was fun.
Mostly Asian snacks. We're talking about Pocky and gum and Sakura drops and different like chips, like different flavored chips. So basically, if you are a snacker, you will love the stuff that Sophie just snacks on all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to nibble on something while you're reading the book. So I thought that was really a plus, a big plus. And of course, I think the way that your characters do develop through the book, and there's some growth in the family too, that you've approached the subject with I think a good warm heart, and want really to get people involved in thinking about love and thinking about relationships and thinking about about also being self-powering, right?
It is. It's all about the idea that everybody deserves to be loved on their own terms.
So
loving yourself is very important.
So we're not reading, we're not writing books that are sort of Chinese or Asian oriented. What do you like to read? How did you get? Well, first of all, how did you get your first book published? That was which one was it?
Yeah, that was in 2019. Was when the first book is Natalie Tan. I think you'll like that one, because that one is full of Chinese food. We're talking about comfort Chinese food like beef noodle soup and such, and spring rolls. But I wanted to write a book that had magic. I love Amy Tan. I grew up looking up to Amy Tan, and I also love like food and books, like books like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. So I wrote my own story and was thankful it got published. And that was Natalie's book. And the second book that came after is Vanessa, that's set mostly in Paris. And then there's this book, Sophie, that's set in my hometown. So you could treat yourself to a little bit of traveling on the couch if you want to read all three books: San Francisco, Paris, Toronto.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you can load up on some food. Oh, don't even say spring rolls. Now, the minute you said it, I want a spring roll. I bet I'm going to stop on the way home.
I hope you get some.
We do have one place here that makes really good ones. Not every place makes good spring rolls.
It is.
But partly I lived in San Francisco for a long time ago, and there it was easy to get really great spring rolls.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Here, not so much, but there is one place, and they make them just right, and that's what I'm gonna. I leave the studio at noon, so I'm always it's lunchtime, and I used to enjoy. Yeah, so I might as well. You put it in my head, and I'm going to blame you for the calories.
Oh, it's good food. I find it to be like one of those comforting foods, right?
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is. So what are you doing with during this? Well, the pandemic really sort of made everything difficult about going out and promoting books. Are you doing any tours? Are you doing book events?
I have an event on Friday in Toronto at Queen's Books. If any listeners are in Toronto and they want to see me, it's from 6 to 8 p.m. And I picked that spot. There is a wonderful Japanese fried chicken place just down the street. Why I picked this spot.
Well, that is a nice thing about. I always like authors when they have food in their storyline. When they have a book signing or a book event and they serve the food, we have one local author, Rita Moreau. She writes a series called the Camper and Kooky Mystery Series, and she's Greek, and her characters are Greek in one of her series, and so she always serves Greek food for all of her book signings, and I just love it.
I bought 8 dozen specialty cookies for my launch.
Okay, people, if you're in Toronto, get over there. It's going to be fun.
And each of them signifies 7 of the old ducks and one for Sophie. Like one of the flavors is chili chocolate.
Oh,
that's for Mr. Porcupine.
Oh, wow. This is fantastic. Oh, everybody, the book is lots of fun. It's called Sophie Go's Lonely Hearts Club. And Sophie Go is quite a character and very, very, it's just fun a read. You'll enjoy it. And tell us your website.
It's rosellim.com.
And they can follow you also on Facebook, I'm sure, and all of that Instagram stuff.
Mostly on Twitter and Instagram. I am trying to dial back on this.
I know.
Media
so much. But anyway, they'll find you and they'll get this, all 3 of the books, and the covers are gorgeous. And Roselle, I think you're just a terrific writer, very funny. And I always love books with food in them. So you've done a great job here. And I want to thank you so much for being on Joy on Paper today. And everybody, get Roselle's book. It's lots of fun.
Thank you very much for having me. Enjoy the spring rolls.
Okay, I will. I'll think about you. Okay, bye-bye, Roselle. Wow. A nice book. I love books with food in them. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Okay, well, let's do a commercial. Well, it's a wonderful commercial, and it is for, something that a lot of people are thinking about, because I can tell you, I don't even want to look at my electric bill. So let's hear what we can do about it.
Are you ready to eliminate your home energy bill? Well, get ready to harness the sun. Go EHS, Effective Solar Solutions by Efficient Home Services. With no upfront costs, you can save money on your utility bill and even eliminate your electric bill altogether with EHS Solar. Call EHS, the #1 solar installer nationwide. We know how to customize your home. EHS handles every project in-house with no subcontractors. Remember, no upfront costs, tax breaks, and the best company in the business, Efficient Home Services. Schedule an appointment today at 727-353-3757. Visit our website and download your free buyer's guide to going solar. GoEHS.com. Go solar. Go savings. Go EHS. Call 727-353-3757 today to talk to our experts.
Okay, do that. And then you won't faint when you see your electric bill. It's getting crazy out there. Anyway, I want to also say to everybody, I hope that you are listening to Senior Voice America here on WTAN every weekday from, it's from 8 to 10? 8 to 10 every weekday, and it's lots of fun. And I'm going to be on the show soon. And I also want to it's a really helpful show for all you seniors out there. It has lots of great advice. All you baby boomers will love the show. There's so much wonderful advice and suggestions, and just put it on your schedule and tune in every weekday from 8 to 10. And oh boy, I just want to remind everybody that Bill Larson is coming. Send in your intellectual property questions. And we have a lot of things happening in the intellectual property world. People are stealing songs, and I don't know what. People are getting a little bit crazy. But it's a wonderful thing that Bill Larson will be coming in here, and he will be talking about intellectual property. Oh, and since I mentioned Senior Voice America, there's also the Senior Voice America Tampa Bay newspaper, and I hope that you will get it. And I have an article in there, a little column, and you can read a little bit about some of the things that I'm thinking about here, particularly about how to just about writing and in general about things. And I'm really excited that I've been asked to do an article for them, and it's turning out to be a lot of fun. So that's Senior Voice America Tampa Bay, and you can check out their website and get the magazine, and it's lots of fun. There's a lot of articles and all sorts of great things in the magazine, and I think even some stories, and you'll enjoy it. And special thanks. I want to also thank again Kevin B. Edwards for sending in his song and for all of the wonderful things that he has done to support children. Again, remind everyone that if you don't have a child in your life, please go to my website. Devon Miller has, we have a page there with suggestions from Devon Miller on books for children, and you can go ahead and just order 1 book, 2 books, a dozen books, and send them to a children's hospital. Because I was speaking recently again to a coordinator, and they're saying it's really difficult, really, really difficult. The pandemic changed everything for them. So send a book to a kid. It is a wonderful thing to do. And then everybody, remember what I always say. One of the joys of life is to see your words on paper, or to hear them spoken in an audible book. Or if you're very, very lucky, to hear those magic words, lights, camera, action, and your book will be turned into a major motion picture, streaming video, or perhaps a series on the Hallmark Channel, like I am hoping for Carol J. Perry and her Witch City Mysteries, or even her new series, which is based here in Florida, because I love any filming that goes on here in Florida. And that's Haven Mysteries. And please make sure that you check out my website, Radio-Joy on Paper. And I have some new things up and running there, and I think you'll find it interesting. Everybody, say something nice to somebody today, and I will say something nice to Big Ed in the control room. Thank you, Ed, for everything. And he saluted me, and I saluted him. Everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye now.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
WZHR, Zephyrhills.
FM 104.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan. The FDA's made a decision designed to make it easier for millions of people to get and afford hearing aids. It creates a class of over-the-counter products. No exams or prescriptions needed to get them. CBS's Dr. David Agus says it follows years of pressure from medical experts and consumer advocates.
This is a major move in that to date, it required an examination as well as a prescription before one had a hearing aid, and this significantly increased costs and lowered access. It's estimated that up to 30 million individuals in the United States have hearing loss, and only 20% of them are actually getting assistance.
Well, First Lady Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. The White House says her symptoms are mild. CBS's Christina Ruffini says it means President Biden will be wearing a mask for a while.
They are no longer saying it's required for people to quarantine if you've been exposed to someone who potentially has COVID, which what they're asking you to do now is wear a high quality mask for a few days. So the First Lady is going to stay here in South Carolina.
Well, later today, Mr. Biden will sign the Inflation Reduction Act. Now to Wyoming, CBS's Steve Futterman's covering the Republican primary with a high-profile GOP critic of former President Trump in the spotlight.
It has often sounded like a race between Liz Cheney and Donald Trump. She's gone after him, accusing him of lying about the 2020 election.
It is a door Donald Trump opened.
And he's gone after her.
We need you to vote that crazy rhino out of office.
Today, voters will decide. Republicans here are divided.
Liz Cheney is a cesspool that is wrong with this country.
Liz has held to her moral convictions.
The polls show Cheney far behind her challenger, Harriet Hageman. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Jackson, Wyoming.
Ex-Governor Sarah Palin and Senator Lisa Murkowski are on the ballot today in Alaska voting. American Airlines has agreed to buy up to 20 supersonic jets from Boom Supersonic. CBS's Peter Greenberg says it's a big investment in a plane that's called Overture.
The American Supersonic deal follows an earlier investment by United Airlines. Does this mean we'll be flying faster than the speed of sound soon? Not necessarily. The new supersonic planes have yet to fly, and the manufacturer hasn't even confirmed an acceptable engine for the aircraft. The earliest estimate for takeoff? 2025.
On the ground, GM is recalling more than 480,000 large SUVs to fix a problem that can cause the third row seatbelts to malfunction. Chevy Suburbans, Tahoes, Cadillac Escalades, and GMC Yukons from 2021 and 22. The Dow's up 245. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
And now, with the Only in America Minute, here's your host, Bill Cochran.
Well, it's another Tuesday, and what's that mean? Tonight, Only in America show on at 6 o'clock tonight. Hey, every Tuesday we're on. We talk a little bit about everything, but mostly we talk about politics, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, the world as it is and as I see it. But that's got nothing to do with the minute. The minute needs to be listened to, and it's only a minute. And if you don't want to listen, you don't have to listen. But it's on every day at 10, noon, and 6 on this great radio station. So listen to my show, the Only in America show, with Bobby, the great producer here at the Tan Talk Radio Network. And we'll be talking to you. And if you want to give us a call, and you can talk too. So have a great day and think about it.
It's time to play Trump or Consequences. Ready, Jill?
Yep.
Thinking about Anna Paulina Luna and Kevin Hazlett in the race for Congress, who did President Donald Trump praise as a veteran who served our country in the military and, quote, puts America first?
Anna Paulina Luna. Gotta be. Luna knows freedom ain't free.
Right, Jill. Next, who did Trump endorse for Congress?
Anna Paulina Luna. I know Trump backs Luna and only Luna.
Correct. Luna has Trump's complete and total endorsement. Last question. Who joined with Hillary and the Democrats in 2016 to attack Trump over his taxes?
Who did that?
Kevin Hazlett.
So why would a Republican back Hazlett?
Good question. Because if you stand with Trump, Anna Paulina Luna is the right answer for Congress. Paid for by Club for Growth Action, clubforgrowthaction.org, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Enough is enough is enough. And if you've heard enough of the conservative right-wing agenda that overwhelms the Tampa Bay AM radio band, won't you join me, Ed Golly,
and me, Joe Reinhardt, every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. for The Voice of Reason.
No spin, no alternative facts.
Just refreshing, straight talk concerning the events of the day.
Thursday, 10 a.m., right here on the WTAN Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Ella Fitzgerald, Tony Bennett, Nora Jones, and Dean Martin. They're all part of the music of your life, only on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
You don't smile like you used to smile. You don't laugh like you used to laugh. You're trying to pretend, but what for? I don't think you love me anymore. You don't kiss like you kissed me before. The spark of love isn't there anymore. I love you every day, but what for? I don't think you love me anymore. You're fooling me, being mean to me, and it's plain to see you don't love me anymore. Your loving touch isn't there anymore. You don't care like you cared before. So darling, what am I waiting for? I don't think you love me anymore. Fooling me, being mean to me, and it's plain to see you don't love me anymore. Making a fool of me, being mean to me, and it's plain to see you don't love me anymore. Making a fool of me.
In old Savannah, I said Savannah, the weather there is nice and warm. The climate's of the southern brand. But here's what I don't understand. They've got a gal there, a pretty gal there, who's colder than an Arctic storm. Got a heart just like a stone. Even icemen leave her alone. They call her hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. Leather is tough, but Hannah's heart is tougher. She's a gal who loves to see men suffer, to tease them and thrill them, to torture and kill them. It's her delight, they say. I saw her at the seashore with a great big pan. There was Hannah pouring water on a drowning man. She's hot-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah. They call her hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. Talk of your cold, refrigerating mamas, brother, she's a polar bear's pajamas, to tease him and thrill him, to torture and kill him. It's her delight, they say. An evening spent with Hannah on her knees is like traveling through Alaska in your PPTs. She's hot-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah. Can you imagine a woman as cold as Hannah? She's got the right name, the vamp of Savannah. Anytime a woman can take a great big pan, start pouring water on a drowning man. She's hot-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah. She's sweet as sour milk.
Think of me, lonely me, thinking of you and trying to smile away all of my tears. But by and by, you and I, we'll start anew. We'll know again those happy years. 'Cause I miss you since you went away, dear. Miss you more than I can say, dear. Daytime, nighttime, nothing I do can make me forget the way that I still love you. Kiss you. In my dreams I kiss you. Whispering, oh darling, how I miss you. Tell me, do you ever miss me? Oh Lord, as I miss you. Kiss you. In all my dreams I kiss you. Whispering, darling, how I miss you. Well, tell me, As I miss you, will you please tell me, baby, do you ever miss me as I miss you?
You don't know what love is until you've learned the meaning of the blues. Until you've loved a love you had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how lips hurt until you've kissed and had to pay the cost. Until you flipped your heart and you have lost. You don't know what love is. Do you know how a lost heart feels the thought of reminiscing, and how lips that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing? Oh, you don't know how hearts burn for love that cannot live yet never dies. Until you faced each dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know, you'll never know. How could you know I love you so? You don't know what love is. You don't know. You can never know what love is.
United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and America's largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal law enforcement agencies through our many varied programs, including free safety equipment donations, free officer survival training, cash donations, and condolence letters to the family of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty. USDSA also offers college scholarships for the dependent children of law enforcement, along with the Citizen Awareness Program and thank you cards to law enforcement. These are just some of the ways United States Deputy Sheriff's Association assists America's law enforcement and the citizens they serve. For more information about United States Deputy Sheriff's Association or to see how you can help, visit www.usdeputy.org. United States Deputy Sheriff's Association, taking training to the next level because lives are on the line.
Antonia, soon you will outgrow my arms. Soon enough, you'll discover other boys have charms. Antonia, woman child. Long. You'll drive them wild, but in the meantime, stay your daddy's girl. and wrap me round your little finger. Antonia, take it slow. When it's right, you let me know. But in the meantime, let me be the guide, one you turn to till you learn to fly. Antonia, soon you will outgrow my arms. Soon enough, you'll discover other boys have charms. Antonia, you will bloom, leaving me your empty room. Anytime I'm lonely, I can find the teddy bear and pony Antonia left behind.
Thank you for listening to our all-new sound. If you enjoy what you're hearing, tell your friends. It's the music of your life on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Let there be you. Let there be me. Let there be oysters under the sea. Let there be wind, occasional rain, chili con carne, and sparkling champagne. Let there be birds to sing in the trees, someone to bless me whenever I sneeze. Let there be cuckoos, a lark and a dove, that first of all leaves. Let there be love. Sing in the trees. I need someone to bless me whenever I sneeze. Let there be cuckoos, cuckoos, a lark and a dove, that first of all please. Let there be. have some. Really got to have some. We need love, 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 love. Said we need a little bit of love, a little bit of love. Oh, shooby-dooby-doob-doob. Shooby-dooby-doob. Really need a little bit.
Oh Lord, I feel fine today. Walking on cloud nine today. I'm over that line today. Happiness is finally mine today.
I guess I'm just a lucky guy. And here I'm about to tell you why. It's strictly on account of my sweet potato pie.
I'm the fella that she loves the most. The main reason why she left the coast. She's my little girl, senior. So much harder than a hallelujah.
As tender as a night in June, sweeter than a honeymoon, brighter than a silver spoon, just about as crazy as a loon.
Softer than a lullaby, deeper than the midnight sky, soulful as a baby's cry.
That's my
sweet potato pie. I used to see her around the neighborhood. I wonder how she grew up so good. She belonged to Freddie, and he was bad. And I never was ready to make him mad. Oh no.
But I'm glad I had to wait a while, a little bit too juvenile. I needed to refine my style, a silk suit, a crocodile smile.
So let the whole damn world go by, 'cause I just wanna testify.
From now on it's me and my sweet potato pie. Oh, yeah, now.
My sweet potato pie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love this, I love it.
It's so sweet and care, yeah.
Oh, this girl is all right.
My sweet potato pie now.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember when you weren't there, when I didn't care. for anyone but you. I swear we've been through everything there is. I can't imagine anything we've missed. I can't imagine anything the two of us can't do. Through the years, you never let me down. You turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, I've never been afraid. I love the life we've made. And I'm so glad I stayed right here with you through the years.
I can't remember what I used to do, who I trusted and who I listened to before. I swear you taught me everything I know. I can't imagine needing someone so. Through the years it seems to me I need you more and more. Through the years, through all the good and bad, I know how much we've had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You kiss my tears away, as long as it's okay. I'll stay with you through the years. Through our years, whenever things went wrong, together we were strong. I knew that I belonged right here with you. Through the years, I never had a doubt. We'd always work things out. I've learned what love's about by loving you through the years.
Keep your radio dial right here. We're playing your favorites all day long. It's the music of your life, right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The whole world smiles with you. The sun comes shining through, but when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your sighing, be happy again. 'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring on the rain. So stop your sighing. Be happy again. Keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep and just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pit of that? Yeah, that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid, 'cause this rover has crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. There we go, dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid, 'cause this rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as that Trump fella. There we go, dust at my feet on the sunny side, on the sunny side of the street.
Shirley would gulp down her breakfast, shut the fridge and join the throng. Margaret Beatty snatched the milk and scanned the news and went along. Annie Harris drew the curtain, screwed her eyes up, had a peep, saw the marchers, heard their voices making early morning noises, stumbled back to bed and tried to sleep. Come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we've rearranged your world, we're gonna change your world. Shuffling through the cold black morning, went the marchers, spirits low, grunting greetings, grimly pressing on to where they had to go. When the sun came up, they brightened, stopped to have their thermos brew. Annie Harris got up gladly, pondered for a little sadly, then got on with what she had to do. So come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change your world. At their target numbers swollen, up the marchers' banners go, chanting, shouting out with leaflets, protests for everyone to know. Sit in front of all the traffic, harry busy shopping wives, try to stir their ostrich notions, whip them up to wild emotions, put some fire into their wretched lives. So come with us, run with us. We're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change your world. Sherry Wood was dragged, still sitting by a policeman from the road. Margaret Beatty had her face slapped by a man she tried to goad. Annie Harris in the office paused in typing, thought of Don, glanced again at his last letter, died for others to live better, brushed away a tear and carried on. Come with us, run with us. We're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change. Come with us, run with us. We're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change. So come with us, run with us. We're gonna change the world. You'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world.
Please help us continue bringing you the music of your life. Tell your friends to visit our sponsors whenever possible and listen to the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Big tech monitors us, censors us, deplatforms us. Conservatives have been helpless to do anything about it until now. Join Getter, the social media platform that supports free speech and opposes cancel culture. On Getter, you can express your political beliefs without fear of Silicon Valley liberals coming after you. Getter is led by former Trump advisor and War Room co-host Jason Miller, who saw what big tech did to President Trump and decided to fight back. Getter is the fastest growing social media platform in history, with millions of users, including prominent conservatives like Mike Pompeo, Steve Cortez, and Steve Bannon. Join Getter. It's in the App Store, the Google Play Store, and at Getter.com. Longer posts, longer videos, sharper and clearer pictures. And unlike the Silicon Valley oligarchs, Getter will never sell your data. Send a message today. Join Getter. It's time to cancel culture.
Every morning, you can wake up to the most popular music ever recorded, the music of your life, right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you're young and so in love as we, and bewildered by the world we see, why do people hurt us so? Only those in love would know what a town without pity can do. If we stop and gaze upon a star, people talk about how bad we are. Ours is not an easy age. We're like tigers in a cage. What a town without pity can do. The young have problems, many problems. We need an understanding heart. Why don't they help us? Try to help us before this clay and granite planet falls apart. Take these eager lips and hold me fast. I'm afraid this kind of joy can't last. How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? Oh, what a town without pity can be. Why do people hurt us so? Only those in love would know what a town without pity can do. The young have problems, many problems. We need an understanding heart. of us before this clay and granite planet falls apart. Take these eager lips and hold me fast. I'm afraid this kind of joy can't last. How can we keep love alive? How can anything survive when these little minds tear you in two? Oh, what a town without pity can do. No, it isn't very pretty. What a town without pity can
Come and take a little time out with me, just take 5. Stop your busy day and take the time out to see I am alive. I've been going out of the way just so I can pass by today. Not a single word do we say. It's a pantomime and not a play. Still I know what I'm often made. I can jingle down to my feet when your smile is all too discreet. Send the other way. It'd be better not to be so polite. You could offer a light. Start a little conversation now. It's all right. Just take 5. I go out of my way to pass each day. When our eyes meet, I get a tingling in my feet. Take 5. Just take 5. Won't you come and take a little time out with me? Just take 5. Stop your busy day and take the time out to see I am alive. I've been going out of the way just so I can pass by today. Not a single word do we say. It's a pantomime and not a play. Still I know what I'm up need. I can jingle down to my feet when your smile is all too discreet. Set me on my way. Wouldn't it be better not to be so polite? You could offer a light. Start a little conversation now. It's all right. Just take 5. Just take 5. Yeah, it's all right. Just take 5. Start a little conversation now. Just take 5.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
WZHR, Zephyrhills.
FM 104.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Monica Ricks in New York. Two big primary races are underway right now in Alaska and Wyoming, where Republican Liz Cheney is fighting to hang on to her House seat. But her objections to former President Trump could cost her.
Well, right off the bat, over 70% of the state of Wyoming voted Republican in the last presidential election, and she turned right around and voted against us. She was our representative, not her own.
CBS's Steve Futterman is on the election's front lines.
Here in Wyoming, Democrats and independents can cross over, and if they want, vote for Liz Cheney in today's election. But even a massive crossover is very unlikely to be able to overcome the anger and dissatisfaction among Republicans who say they want Liz Cheney out.
In Alaska, former Governor Sarah Palin's hoping to make a political comeback. Here's CBS's Robert Costa.
Sarah Palin has been active in national politics in recent years, but this is her first run for office since she was on the ticket with John McCain in 2008. Since then, she has become an ally of former President Trump.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID. CBS's Stephen Portnoy reports.
Her aides say the First Lady tested positive after experiencing mild cold symptoms. She's now on a course of Paxlovid, which her husband took when he was diagnosed last month. Dr. Biden is expected to stay in South Carolina, where the first family has been vacationing. Her husband was due to return to Washington to sign the climate, healthcare, and tax bill that backers named the Inflation Reduction Act.
Millions of Americans will be able to buy hearing aids without a prescription later this fall. CBS's Dr. David Agus.
This is a major move in that to date, it required an examination as well as a prescription before one had a hearing aid, and this significantly increased costs and lowered access. It's estimated that up to 30 million individuals in the United States have hearing loss, and only 20% of them are actually getting assistance.
The move comes after a long-awaited rule, which was finalized by the FDA today. Many kids are heading back to school now, but chances are their school won't have enough teachers to help them.
Low pay and high rates of burnout among reasons some 280,000 teachers have called it quits.
This was true before the pandemic, but it's worse now.
Education Secretary Miguel Cardona telling CBS News states should use American Rescue Plan dollars to sweeten teachers' deals and make it easier for retired teachers to return to work. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
More than 13,000 pounds of frozen meat pizza by Home Run Inn are now being recalled over possible metal pieces. No one's been hurt yet, but the USDA says if you have this in your freezer, toss it. The Dow's up 230 points this hour. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth is an SEC-registered investment advisor. They offer customized financial planning for you, not just your assets. Learn more by calling 888-598-3966.
It's time to play Trump or Consequences. Ready, Jill?
Yep.
Thinking about Anna Paulina Luna and Kevin Hazlett in the race for Congress, who did President Donald Trump praise as a veteran who served our country in the military and, quote, puts America first?
Anna Paulina Luna. Gotta be. Luna knows freedom ain't free.
Right, Jill. Next, who did Trump endorse for Congress?
Anna Paulina Luna. I know Trump backs Luna and only Luna.
Correct. Luna has Trump's complete and total endorsement. Last question. Who joined with Hillary and the Democrats in 2016 to attack Trump over his taxes?
Who did that?
Kevin Hazlett.
So why would a Republican back Hazlett?
Good question. Because if you stand with Trump, Anna Paulina Luna is the right answer for Congress. Paid for by Club for Growth Action at clubforgrowthaction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Join the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection live from Ferg Sports Bar and Grill every Saturday from noon to 2 as we cover Tampa Bay sports, from the Pee-wees to the preps to the pros, providing a positive perspective in our weekly interviews with NFL alumni and Florida Sports Hall of Fame inductees, as well as collegiate, high school, youth coaches and players, conversations from the clubhouse, as well as entertaining guests weekly. So be sure to have a championship day with the Tampa St. Pete Sports Connection, Saturdays from 12 to 2 on the Tan Talk family of stations.
What's the buzz in Tampa Bay? Senior Voice America Radio, a unique morning variety program delivering the latest commentary on politics by host and political analyst Tim Bryce and the up-to-minute happenings of Wall Street. Beyond politics and finance, they scale the scholar's rampart by including topics on religion and nutrition with thought-provoking guests and interviews. Tune in every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. on this Tan Talk station. Senior Voice America, serving our nation's seasoned citizens for over 4 decades.
Living that healthy lifestyle show. It's divine. It's your empowerment time. It's Living a Healthy Lifestyle Show with your favorite holistic health coach, Carrie Kay, every Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern on Tan Talk Radio Network.
Eat, Shop, and Play is heard every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Your hosts, Polly and Rochelle, will be introducing you to some of the best services, shops, boutiques, stores, and restaurants in our area. Every week, they'll bring you a new and exciting guest and a few cat stories, too. That's Eat, Shop, and Play with your host, Polly and Rochelle, every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We've got the world's finest music from yesterday and today right here at your radio station. It's the music of your life on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
He loves me, and to my amazement, I love it, knowing that he loves me. He loves me, true, he doesn't show it. How could he, when he doesn't know it? Yesterday he loved me, but not today he loves me. And tomorrow, my teeth ache with the urge to touch him. I'm speechless, for I mustn't tell him. It's wrong now, but it won't be long now before my love discovers that he and I are lovers. Imagine how surprised he's bound to be. He loves me. He loves me. I love him. Isn't that a wonder? I wonder why I didn't want him. I want him. That's the thing that matters. And matters are improving daily. Yesterday I loved him, now today I love him. And tomorrow, tingling, such delicious tingles. I'm trembling, what the hell does that mean? I'm freezing, that's because it's cold out. But still I'm incandescent, and like some adolescent, I'd love to scrawl on every wall I see. He loves me. Don't let it get you. Don't let it get you down. While this fire keeps on spinning round. Well, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, you're shut down in May. I know I'm gonna change that tune when I'm back on top in June. I say that's life. As funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on your dreams. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this final world keeps spinning round. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and up. But I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on this face, I pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. I can't deny it. I thought I couldn't, baby. This heart wasn't gonna buy it. And if I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd jump right on a big book and then I'd fly. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and up. And I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back into the race. That's life. That's life, and I can't deny it. Many times I thought of cutting off, but my heart won't buy it. But if there's nothing shaking from a here July, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll myself in a big ball and die. Take it down. You don't let him keep you down. You bang. That's a liar. You, baby, that's a liar. Come on now, baby. Oh, yeah. There's an old saying, says that love is blind. Still we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a man that I've had in mind. There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone who watch over me. Yeah, I'm a little lamb who's lost in the world. I know I could always be good to one who watch over me. Although he may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, ooh, to my heart he carries the key, the key. Won't you tell him, please, to put on some speed, baby? Won't you follow my lead? I need you to watch over me. I need you to watch over me. Hey, I need you to watch over me. Ooh, I need you, I need to have you. Ooh, yeah. I need you to watch over me. I need you. Hey, yeah. Gotta have you. Gotta have you, baby. Ooh, gotta have you. To watch over me. Watch over me. Watch over me. Watch over me. Follow my lead. Watch over me. Watch over me. Hey, gotta get off, have to get off from this ride. Gotta get hold, need to get hold of my pride. When did I get, where did I, how was I caught in this game? When will I know, where will I, how will I think of my name? When did I start feeling sure, feeling safe, and start wondering why, is this a dream? Am I here? Where are you? What's in back of the sky? Why do we cry? Gotta get off, gonna get out of this merry-go-round. Gotta get off, gonna get, need to get on where I'm bound. When did I get, where did I, why am I lost as a lamb? When will I know, where will I, how will I learn who I am? Is this a dream? Am I here? Where are you? What's in back of the sky? When did I get, where did I, why am I lost as a lamb? When will I know, where will I, how will I learn
Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial to bring you my BOGO extravaganza. For example, you get one of my Giza Dream bed sheets and you get a second set absolutely free. Or my 6-piece towel sets. Buy one set, get another one absolutely free. Or get my classic premium MyPillow and get another one absolutely free. So call the number on your screen or go to mypillow.com and use your promo code to get my buy one, get one free offers and get deep discounts on all MyPillow products.
Won't you come along with me to the Mississippi? We'll take a boat to the land of dreams, steam down the river to New Orleans. All the bands there to meet us, old friends to greet us, where all the smart and the right folks meet. Heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. Basin Street is the street where the elite always meet. In New Orleans, land of dreams, you'll never know how nice it seems or just how much it really means. Glad to be, yes sirree, where welcome's free, dear to me, where I can lose my Basin Street blues. Won't you come along with me to the Mississippi? We'll take a boat to the land of dreams, steam down the river.
Reserve one button in your car radio for us. We promise the music of your life will make your travel time a pleasure with the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Magic moments when two hearts are kin. Magic moments, memories we've been sharing. I'll never forget the moment we kissed the night of the hayride. The way that we hugged to try to keep warm while taking the sleigh ride. Magic moments, memories we've been sharing. Magic moments when two hearts are caring. Time can't erase the telephone call that tied up the line for hours and hours. The Saturday dance, I got up the nerve to send you some flowers. Magic moments, memories we've been sharing. Magic moments, when two hearts are caring. Time can't erase the memory of these magic moments filled with love.
The way that we cheered whenever our team was scoring a touchdown.
The time that the floor fell out of my car when I put the clutch down.
The penny arcade, the games that we played, the fun and the prizes.
The Halloween hop when everyone came in funny disguises. Magic moments filled with love.
I go when the whistles drop down, where everyone thinks I'm a clown, because I like to hear the train whistle blow. Just because the trains never stop, they say that I'm gonna blow my top, but I like to hear the train whistles blow. They don't know that you're coming back to me. One day that train will stop and they will see. I know the train will bring you home. I hope and pray it won't be long. That's why I like to hear the train whistle blow. Bring her back to me. 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 Hey, 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 hey. They don't know that you're coming back to me. One day that train will stop and they will see. Oh, no, 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 no. I know the train will bring you home. I hope and pray it won't be long. That's why I like to hear the train whistles blow. Bring her back to me. 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 And I say, ooh, ooh, da body, ooh, ooh, da body, ooh, ooh, da body, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, da body, ooh, ooh, da body, ooh, ooh, da body,
Was it all about how we just for the moment we live? Was it all about when you sorted out as we all we meant to take more than we give? All we meant to be kind. And only things are kind. I'll be the wish
was wise to be cruel. And if life belongs only to the strong, I'll see. What will you lend on an old golden rule? As sure as I believe there's a heaven above, I'll be. I know there's something much more, something even unbelievers can't believe in. I believe in love. I'll feel without true love, we just exist. I'll feel until you find the love you missed. You're nothing. I'll feel when you walk. Let your heart lead the way, and you'll find love any day. Oh, I'll feel. Oh, yeah, I'll
The great songs and the great stars with the finest music ever recorded. The music of your life on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Out of the tree of life, I picked me a plum. You came along and everything started to hum. Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Won't that be fine? You think you've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine. Wait till the warm-up's underway. Wait till our lips have met. Wait till you see that sunshine day. You ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come. Won't that be just fine? The best is yet to come. Come the day you're mine. Come the day you're mine. I'm gonna teach you to fly. We've only tasted the wine. We're gonna drain that cup dry. Wait till you're locked in my embrace. Wait till I draw you near. Wait till you see that sunshine place. Ain't nothing like it here. The best is yet to come. I want that to be so fine. The best is yet to come. Come the day you're mine.
Come the day you're mine, mine.
At words poetic, I'm so pathetic that I always found it best, instead of getting them all off my chest, to let them rest unexpressed. I hate parading, serenading, as I probably missed the ball. But if this ditty is not so pretty, at least it'll tell you how great you are. You the tops, you the Coliseum, you the top, you a new museum, you a melody from a symphony by Strauss, you a Bandel bonnet, Shakespeare sonnet, you a Mickey Mouse, you the Nile, you the Tower of Pisa, Mama, you the smile on the Mona Lisa. I'm a worthless check, a total wreck, a flop. Buddy, baby, I'm the bottom, you the top. You the top. You Mahatma Gandhi, you the top. You Napoleon Brandy, you the purple light of a summer night in Spain. You the National Gallery, you Crosby, sorry, you a cellophane. Mama, you sublime, you a turkey dinner. Oh, you the time of a derby winner. I'm a toy balloon that's faded soon to pop. Buddy, baby, I'm the bottom, you the top.
I who have nothing, I who have no one, adore you, watch you so. I'm just a no one with nothing to give you but all. I love you. He buys you diamond, bright, sparkling diamond. But believe me, dear, when I say that he can give you the world, but he'll never love you the way I love you. He can't take you any place he wants, to fancy clubs and restaurants, but I can only watch you with my nose pressed up against the window pane. I who have nothing, I who have no one, must watch you go dancing by, wrapped in the arms of somebody else, when darling it's I who love you, I love you, I love you.
If you're looking for the greatest music of all time, you're in the right place. We've got the music of your life on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Let's have fun. You only live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. You better let the good time roll, baby. Oh, let's get it on, mama. And I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together, let the good time roll. Don't sit there mumbling, talking trash. If you want to have a ball, you gotta go and spend some cash and let the good time roll, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together and let the good time roll. Hey, 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 hey. Charles in town. Got $1.25 and I'm just riding the clown now. Don't let nobody play me cheap. I've got a 50 cents more than I am gonna keep. I'm gonna let the good time roll. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. And I don't care if you're old. Get yourself together, let the good time roll. No matter whether rainy weather, if you want to have a ball, you gotta get yourself together. Oh, get yourself under control. Yeah.
Men over 50, here's breaking news. You don't have to put up with the effects of an aging prostate any longer. Scientists at Nugenix have developed full-potency prostate. Why trust it to work? First, full-potency prostate contains an exclusive combination of 4 clinically validated key ingredients found in no other product worldwide. Second, each of those key ingredients is at the full potency levels validated in the clinical studies. No cutting corners to save money. Third, it's from the man-boosting experts at Nugenix. They're so confident it works, they're offering 1 million complimentary samples. Just text the number below. Full-potency prostate is guaranteed to reduce nighttime bathroom trips and urgency, promote better bladder emptying, even improve performance in the bedroom. Get your complimentary sample now. Text SPORT to 231231. Text now and we'll include a box of Nugenix Cellular Energy for all-day energy without the jitters, absolutely free. That's EORT to 231231.
Let's face it, everyone notices your skin. It can look young and fresh or old and wrinkled. Your skin is a direct reflection of your overall health and, most importantly, your lifestyle. Stop buying skincare products based on your age. Why? Because age is not a skin type. It all comes down to your lifestyle habits. Sun exposure, smoking, drinking, diet, lack of sleep, stress. The list goes on and on. Everyone can benefit from quality skincare like WIM, an amazing line of products that target all of the signs of skin damage no matter what your age. WIM is formulated with only those ingredients that enhance your beauty: botanical extracts, vitamins, amino acids, and a unique peptide blend. WIM contains no nasties like parabens, sulfates, or artificial colors. Check out the WIM skincare line at simplywim.com. Use promo code RADIO20 for a 20% discount, compliments of music of your life. Go to simplywim.com today.
The great songs and the great stars with the finest music ever recorded. The music of your life. Here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Your plans to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. Between the two of us, guys, you know I love you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Don't you know that I heard through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard through the grapevine. Oh, I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey, well, I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you was in my life, you see. 'Cause you mean that much to me. You could have told me yourself that you love someone else. Instead, I heard through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard through the grapevine. And I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey, well. People say believe half of what you see, son, and none of what you hear. But I can't help being confused. If it's true, please tell me, dear. Do you plan to let me go for the other guy you love? Or don't you know I heard it through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine, baby. I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, yeah. Honey, honey, I know that you let me go. And I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, heard it through the grapevine.
Down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. Lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good. Never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a piano like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny B. Good. He used to carry a guitar and a gun and sack, go sit beneath the trees by the railroad track. Go the engineer see him sitting in the shade, strumming to the rhythm that the driver made. People passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, the little country boy can play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny be good. Mama told him one day you will be a man. You will be the leader of a big old band. And many people coming from miles around just to listen to you play till the sun goes down. Maybe someday your name will be in lights singing Johnny, be good tonight. Go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go.
Johnny be good.